War of time, Toastmasters shares.
On the morning of my 6th grade science exam, I woke up 1 hour later than I was supposed to. And my first reaction was to take the clock, look at the time, rewind it back by an hour, right? And take out the cell. I thought I had solved time itself. After that, I dashed to my school. I didn't speak to anyone, I didn't look at anyone. I sat in my seat, I filled out the answer sheet, and I was handed the question paper. I looked at it, and the subject read Social Studies. I had prepared for the wrong subject. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today I stand here in front of you with a confession of a problem that has bothered me since I took birth on this planet. And no, I am not speaking about my love life. I'm rather speaking about something more common between all of us. I'm speaking about time. The scientific definition of time is the progression of events from the past to the present to the future. But my problem with time is not its definition, but rather something more interesting. Give me a raise of hands if you've ever sat in an examination hall and cursed yourself for not studying enough. Give me a raise of both your hands if you felt the need to time travel and give yourself a lecture for taking dumb decisions. Give me a raise of one hand if you feel like childhood was better. If you felt all of these things, then my dear friends and guests, you have felt the curse of time. And the curse of time stems from memories, nostalgia, and regret, or as I would like to call them, time's greatest weapons. Now, these memories, the good, bad, and ugly, are forever a part of you. And they have this annoying ability to replay themselves whenever and wherever they want. Imagine this. I've just come back home from school. I'm very tired, I'm about to sleep, and I hear a knock, 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 knock. Who is it? Do you remember that one time you fell down in front of your friends, tore your pants, and embarrassed yourself? Yes? Well, I'm not going to let you sleep tonight. Imagine that I'm actually trying to do something new. My hands are shivering, my knees are wobbling. I hear another knock, 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 knock. Who is it? Remember the last time you tried to do something new and you failed miserably? Yes? Well, I'm going to make you more nervous. And my hands start shivering a little bit more. Imagine that I'm feeling a little lonely. I have no friends around, no family around. I'm just with me and my thoughts. I hear another knock, 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 knock. No, I am not letting you ruin this. This is me and my time. But don't you think you would be more lonely if I left? And you have ruined it. What I mean to say by this is that the memory, nostalgia, and regret, time's greatest weapons, stem from our inability to let go of the past, despite time pushing us forward into the future. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Shares, should we just get a concussion on our head and forget everything about our lives? Yes. But if we do that, we'll be missing out on something very important. You see, I did not do that well in my 6th grade social studies exam. I was arrogant enough to take the cell out of the clock and rewind it back. And I was irresponsible enough to not look at my timetable. I felt anger, resent, and dissent towards myself. Time had fired its weapon without wasting a second. And then I came back home and I told my family. And they took it pretty lightly. In fact, they laughed a little more than they're supposed to. And they said, Shares, next time, prepare better. And I felt a weird sense of comfort within me. Very weird. But then I began to notice more patterns of discomfort. One of my friends did not do well in his math exam. I asked him what happened, and he said, Shares, I just needed more time to practice. One of my friends lost a loved one, and I asked, how are you feeling? And she said, Shares, I just need some time to grieve. Myself, after a very long day at college, came back home tired, and my mother asked, Beta, what's wrong? And I said, Mom, I just need some time to rest. If you've ever felt stuck in some place, it is time that tells you to embrace its warmth, hug, if I may say, and then give you comfort. It is time that comes knocking on your door and says, when you're stuck here, here's a door open, you can move on. If you've ever felt the mercy and comfort of time, well then, my friends, you are endowed with the gift of time. And the gift of time stems from redemption, opportunity, and comfort. Or as I would like to call them, time's greatest shield. This, in my opinion, is the illusion of time, where time, paradoxically, is the weapon and shield at the same time, and a war is going on between them, and we are stuck in between. I would say that time is on our side and against us all the time. So my problem with time is not its definition, but rather which side I keep ending up on. And if you would ask me the next time I'm late for an exam, I would rewind back my clock, set the time right, and let time fire its weapon on me with the tick of every second's hand. Because I know that with enough time, I will be shielded from its own weapon. Which side of time would you guys like to end up on? Would you? Toastmaster of the day?
Guys, let's hear it for amazing speech by Toastmasters.